My stepson accused me of sexual abuse to get me kicked out of the house, so I exposed the real abuser who had been grooming him for years. My name is Michael, and 2 years ago, my 16-year-old stepson, Ryan, falsely accused me of sexual abuse in front of his school counselor, CPS workers, and police officers. What he didn't know was that I'd been investigating the real abuser for months, and his false accusation gave me the evidence I needed to expose a predator who had been grooming multiple children for over a decade. I need to start with a disclaimer. This story involves child sexual abuse, grooming, and manipulation. It's not an easy read, but it's important because it shows how abusers use children as weapons against the people trying to protect them. I married Ryan's mother, Lisa, when Ryan was 14. Lisa was a single mom who'd been raising Ryan alone since his father died in a motorcycle accident when Ryan was 8. She was kind, hardworking, and devoted to her son, but she was also exhausted from years of single parenting and financial stress. Ryan was a difficult teenager who'd been acting out since his father's death. He was failing classes, getting into fights, staying out past curfew, and showing increasingly defiant behavior toward any authority figure. He's been through so much trauma, Lisa would say when I expressed concern about Ryan's behavior. He just needs patience and understanding. I tried to be supportive. I'd never been a father before, but I wanted to help Lisa create a stable family for Ryan. I set reasonable boundaries, offered help with homework, and tried to build a relationship with a kid who clearly resented my presence in his mother's life. Ryan's hostility toward me was immediate and obvious. "You're not my dad," he'd say whenever I tried to enforce household rules. "I know I'm not your dad, but I am an adult in this house, and I expect you to follow basic rules. My mom doesn't make me follow those rules. Your mom works 50 hours a week. When she's not here, I'm responsible for making sure you're safe. I don't need you to be responsible for me." This conversation happened weekly. Ryan would test boundaries, I'd enforce consequences, he'd complain to his mother, and she'd often override my decisions to avoid conflict. Lisa was caught between wanting to support me as her partner and not wanting to further upset her grieving son. "Maybe we should let Ryan have more freedom," she'd suggest after particularly difficult confrontations. "Lisa, he's 14 years old. He needs structure and supervision. He's been through so much. Maybe he needs to feel like he has some control over his life. He can have control over his choices within reasonable boundaries. You don't understand what it's like to lose a parent that young." Lisa was right that I didn't understand that specific trauma, but I did understand that Ryan was using his grief as an excuse to avoid responsibility for increasingly problematic behavior. 6 months after Lisa and I married, Ryan's behavior escalated dramatically. He started coming home drunk or high. He was caught stealing money from Lisa's purse. He was suspended from school for fighting. He started bringing friends over who would steal things from our house. When I tried to address these issues, Ryan would have explosive tantrums and threaten to run away or hurt himself. "This is what you want, isn't it?" he'd scream. "You want me gone so you can have my mom to yourself. Ryan, I want you to be safe and make good choices. You want me to disappear so you can pretend I don't exist." That's not true. Then why are you trying to control everything I do? Because the things you're doing are dangerous and illegal. Lisa would usually intervene before these conversations could be resolved, comforting Ryan and asking me to give him space to process his emotions. I started feeling like I was the problem. Maybe I was being too strict. Maybe I didn't understand teenage behavior. Full story link below.